Hello, hello. So today I have a brand new wreath for all of you, but the difference with this wreath is it's actually 2 wreaths in one. If you missed my original wreath with the poinsettia flowers, then you'll want to catch that video below. I put the link down there, and that inspired me to do a round wreath. And the reason is because those candy cane forms are so hard to find. I thought, let's try the same concept, but as I was working on it, I had the centerpiece, and I thought, what can we do to make this a little bit different and be able to change it out? And I came up with an idea for all of you. So what we're going to do in the video is we're going to work on the wreath itself, and then stay tuned as we add our centerpiece. Okay, so the centerpiece is going to be towards the end of the video, so it makes it interchangeable and it makes it easy. Plus, I think it's going to help some sales because it is so unique and so different. You would want to hang a tag that says 2 wreaths in one and then show them how it works. So let's get started on how to make this one. Okay, so for this video, we are doing the same concept as we did for the candy cane. The only thing is I want everyone to know that they can still do this wreath with a round one. It's just going to be round rather than the shape of a candy cane, which I know that's what makes it fun. But you can still make a beautiful poinsettia full wreath by doing the same thing that we did. So here is our foam board that we used on the other half. So we have half left, and you can see there's just enough for us to do the same thing. We're going to trace this whole thing out inside and outside, and we're going to come up with the top that we need, or I should say the back that we need for our wreath. You're going to need 1 package of these. Again, just cut them straight down so that we have 8 pieces. And this time I'm going to do this wreath in solid red. I have 6 stems here, and the only thing that I wanted to tell you was these here have more of a fabric feel to them. These have more like a velvet feel to them. Now, when I was looking at them, I could tell by the lighting in the store that they were different. And you might be able to tell a little bit here that these seem more deep red, and this seems like a little bit more standing out. So if you mix them up, that's fine. But make sure you either have 3 and 3, or you're able to blend them in so that it's not real noticeable that these are different. So I'm going to work with these to get us going. And this is going to be just another beautiful full wreath that we can do and give and share and have fun with. So let's get on to putting this wreath together. Okay, so this is the exact same concept, and this one was a little bit harder, maybe because it's a circle, so you actually have to take your knife and you got to cut around the circle to get a circle, but I still was able to do it. And this, of course, is going to be our back, just like we did on the candy cane. And if you want to see the candy cane, again, it's in the description. And what I'm going to do is do the same thing that we did with the other ones. So if you followed my instructions on cutting our little blocks right down the middle, so let's see, they are like this, like in the package, and then you just cut them straight down and you wind up with these little blocks, and that is how we give ourselves the room, because you want it to be like a nice big full wreath. If we were just to take these and glue them into the frame, first of all, they'd probably be falling off, and second of all, it just would be more time consuming. I mean, this, you're literally just poking it in to like a florist does with the foam, you know, for making a floral arrangement. So it's the exact same concept. So we are going to do the exact same thing that we did before. And as you can see, I have a lot of my poinsettias all ready to go. I'll show you that in 1 second. So let me put this camera down for a half a second, and you'll be able to see that we are doing the exact same thing that we've done. And you want to make sure that the cut side is sideways. So this is the exact same way we did the other one. And I know how hard it is to find the frame for the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have 8? Yes. Okay, so we're just spreading these out enough, and just spread them out evenly so that when you flip it over, we're going to glue them on just like we did the last ones. So just like that. We're going to put our ring on here. I want to put it this way instead because I tore my backing. And we're going to do this. And again, The only reason I do this is because if you glue this right onto this, right here, the black part, you may find that one of the blocks is wrong. You might find that they're not evenly on here, and you're going to get frustrated and try and take it apart, and it's just more of a hassle. So it's easier just to do it this way. And again, you want to make sure, like that one was too high. So this way, they all looked like they were right to me, and then when you flip it over, it's like, oops, it's not the right way. They're not going the right way. So you got to kind of get them in order. But what I was saying is that I know that it's hard to find these frames for the candy cane, and because I am a wholesale business, I'm trying to see, I keep saying wholesale business, I am an LLC business, I can buy wholesale. So I'm trying to see if I can purchase the candy cane frames. The only problem is that to buy them from like Dollar Tree, I can't do because they're always $1, and they would be more expensive only because they're like a thicker wire. So I might be able to get some and share them with all of you, and if I do, I most certainly will let you all know. So, okay, we're doing the same thing we did last time, and we are just starting to glue this onto our frame. Okay, so remember like we did last time? Now the only thing is that this seems like the only one that is resting here properly. So if you were to glue this to the cardboard, you might not even hit this frame like you're supposed to. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is hitting correctly so that it's on. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm pushing it more back so that it's touching this back part here, because this is kind of high here. So we might be able to put a little bit here, and we got to get the one back here. So this frame is just a little bit different, and you want to make sure that you're doing this. We have all of them glued down, and again, we're just going to wait a few minutes. Look, they're all stuck on here. I always like to show everybody. They're all stuck and ready to go. But I don't want to flip it over until I am completely dry. And all this is doing is, once you have your flowers on there and everything, it's not going to matter. But you want to make sure that you're pushed out more towards the outside than you are on the inside. So if you were just to glue these blocks on here, this would not, you would probably be taking them off and you'd be frustrated because look I did not know that this front one here, this middle one here, is higher than the rest. So there's really no way, unless you were to put like a popsicle stick, and you don't want to add more cost to these. I mean, they cost $10 as it is. Somebody asked me the other day, what would you charge for these? You figure we're spending about $10 in supplies. You got to add tax on there, so maybe $11. You spent the gas to go and pick up the supplies. You're at $12, and they say to double it. So I would say no less than $25. Some of you may get $35. Then don't cheat yourself on the shipping. Shipping is high. I went to go mail a package that was like a pound and a half, and they wanted $25 from Illinois to Arizona. So you have to be really, really careful with what you're doing because you're going to wind up working for nothing. So I always like to tell everybody, just make sure that, you're pricing everything out right, and we're going to do that. So let this dry for 1 second, and we will be right back. So we are completely dry, and again, here is our full wreath. Everything is glued on. So we're just going to flip this over like we did the last one, and we are just going to quickly add our hot glue so that we can put our back on. I always tell everyone how hot this hot glue gun is. It's amazing how hot it is. Okay, and let's see, yep, that's the right side. Line it up. You're good all the way around. We have our new frame. And I'm trying to get in with this one company. It's not that I didn't get in with them. I was approved to buy wholesale from them to sell on my website. The problem is that they want a $500 purchase, and I'm lucky that I can go and buy a $5 taco. So I don't have $500 right now to open the account with them. But I was approved, so hopefully once They have the cutest doggone stuff, especially ribbon and things for your wreaths and all kinds of craft items. So I'm really, really excited, and hopefully things will start to get better for me and I'll be able to share that with all of you. So again, what we're going to do with this one too is when you go to put on a hanger, of course, there's nothing back here, but you can use the center right here, and you can hang it like this if you wanted. So, you know, there are ways around putting the hanger on because we haven't done that. But I just wanted to show you, since it's raw and you have these little nubs right here, you can easily just take your ribbon. You can go, let's see here. You can go like from here to here and hang just like you normally would. All right, so we are all set. And of course, here are the poinsettia pieces that we have. And again, you're only cutting them about 2 inches. So here is one that needs to be cut down. And if you didn't see, I did a video yesterday on how to upcycle our stems and use them for the holidays. So I'll post that video below. I don't believe, oh, here they are right here. We made these. And all we did was use our stems. So here's our stem, and we made little little tinsel pom-poms. So that video is below in the description as well. And we're just going to take and just cut it. That's all you have to do. Now, these are the scissors I always talk about. They're kitchen shears, actually. Sometimes they make a mistake and they put them in like the craft section, but I like it because it's got this little knot here, and it's really, really easy to cut these. So, look. So they're just as good as a pair of snips. So we're going to start putting this on, and I'm going to do it like I normally do it, where we get started, and I just show you how we're doing this. Again, you want to make sure that you get the inside and the outside. And on this one, to be able to save a little bit of our not having to use as many, we can put these in here and we can come back around and we can glue these on. So all you're doing is cutting them down and putting them on. So rather than like add something if it's bald, all we have to do now is take a piece of, hot glue, and we can hot glue our flowers together to close it up to make it look fuller, but I wouldn't do that until we're completely done, okay? So we're just going to go around and we're going to add these on here. And I wanted to do this video right away because I noticed the other day I went to get something from Dollar Tree, and sure enough, those candy cane wreaths, and they had a stack of them, they were all gone. So I'm not sure what happened there because they had like, I don't know, a couple cases, and then all of a sudden they had none. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around, and then we're going to come back. Now this time I only have 6, and look at how nice and full that is. Because we're pushed up and we have a place to stick these, they're not all getting crammed together. And then we're able to make this wreath look really, really full. And really here there's a gap, you know what I mean, like in between those blocks. And I hate when they scrunch them up so you kind of open them. So that's why when we glue them, it won't be too bad of a thing to do. And we're able to open things up. We can add just a little dab of glue to make it all work together. And I love doing this. I don't want to get to where, I'd like to start doing some classes, you know, and get the material and everything locally here because so many of you I would love to meet. But, so see how we're all the way, and then I think I'm just going to come back around and do the sides, and then we will glue it together. But I wanted to see if I could get away with doing it this way, and it looks like I am. So as you can see, all I did was put these on, and now I'm going to just do the sides, and I will be right back to share what I did. So the outside of our wreath is all done with our poinsettias, and as I pointed out in the beginning, I did wind up using 2 different types, one being the velvet feel and one being the fabric, and you really can't tell on camera. In person you can kind of tell, but it's so full and so beautiful. I winded up using 9 stems of flowers to complete this, and you want to make sure that you get the outside edge so that you don't have any of the green showing. I have 2 flowers to go here. I just wanted to show that that you don't want any bare spots, because if this was hanging on the door, you would see that. So you want to make sure that everything is filled in properly. And now we're going to get on to the second part of our wreath. So let's get started. So since I decided while I was working on this and I saw this round circle, like what can I do with this, and why not make an interchangeable 2-part wreath? So if I wanted just the poinsettias, you know, like I have on the wreath, or if I want to pop this in and change it out, I can. So if I wanted to maybe, you know, do it half holiday with just the poinsettias and the other half put this in there, it's entirely up to what you want to do, but it is another option. And it fits in there perfectly because it came out of there, right? And then all you have to do is maybe secure it with a little bit of tape. So what I have here is just collage. Anything just to put my glitter down that has a sticky residue. I don't really have any glue right in front of me right now, so I just thought I would use this. And I got both of these at Hobby Lobby. This one I got too. Of course, I used the 40% off. Sometimes they do have them on sale, so you have to watch. But this one I'm going to use at the very top, and I probably could use this in the bottom with my glitter. So let's try both of them, and I won't use this one right now, but this is an option if you can't find what you're looking for. If you can't find this at Hobby Lobby, you might just buy this or regular glue and lightly do it with some glitter. And I have my little glitter here. I also got that at Hobby Lobby, and I always try to use the 40% off coupon. And I, of course, have the little reindeer, and I have the church. The church is what I decided to go on. These are both at Dollar Tree. And you might as well, look at, I got this on clearance for $2. So whenever I'm at Hobby Lobby, I always go to the back of the store and I check their clearance. And it's great because when you're working with glue, you want to throw it away. So as you saw, when we pop this back in, all I'm going to do is use our glitter glue at the top. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of an opening, I think. And I'm going to do some waves here so that I can add glitter to the bottom to make it look like snow. So let's put this on really, really fast. And we're going to let this dry before we put on our little church. And I love that Dollar Tree has these. They might have different ones too. I only picked up the reindeer and I picked up the church because I thought they were both really, really pretty. We are going to do something with the, it's hard to see because of the lighting too. But look at how pretty this looks. It's going to look like the night sky. And it doesn't have to be like anything unique. You're just brushing this on. There's no special skill to do this, as you can see. The majority of craft projects are pretty easy. It's just putting things together. So we're just doing something like this. And I'm trying to decide if, I don't know if I want to go all the way down. So once again, I was recording and I didn't realize my recorder shut off. So all I did was I used our glitter glue at the top, and then on the bottom I used the glitter glue, but I added just a little bit more of our really shimmer glitter that I purchased at, I believe it was Hobby Lobby. So this is what we have, and then what we're going to do is, since our wreath is completely finished, I want to make sure that even though our hole on the back side is there, it might slip out. So we want to make sure that it's going to stay in there. So what I decided to do was just take some Velcro. And we are going to put some Velcro on the top and the bottom just to secure it into place so that we don't have any problems with it popping out when we put it on our door, or if you choose to sell them, whatever you want to do. So we're going to put this here. And I tore the back side of mine when I was working on it. Hopefully this will help it a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue. See right here, I tore mine. That's kind of helping, but I can put a little bit of hot glue back here too. I don't need much. because you're not even going to see this with the flowers on the back side. So we have a piece of Velcro there, and I have female there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're trying to do it top and bottom, and you're not going to see the Velcro because our flowers hide this. So you can easily just pop this in and out. It gives your customers the opportunity to do the same thing, so they have actually 2 wreaths if they want. Let's face it, normally in December we would keep it up all month, and if they wanted to switch it out and make it just a little bit different, they could. So now what we're going to do is we are going to figure out, I like it this way, so I'm going to figure out where I want this to be. And if you push this in just a little bit, you can see where your Velcro is going to line up. And we're just going to put our male where this would be, where we need it. So I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to put the other one on the bottom, and I'm going to pop this out real quick or push it forward just enough so that so here is the other one. And this just tells us where our Velcro is. So I don't even have to do that. I could just push it forward and secure this into place. I pushed it forward on this one, secure it into place. Make sure you hold it down so that, see how it's on here? So now when we put this in here, this is going to catch. And it makes it a little bit more snug so that this doesn't come out on us. Okay? And then if you wanted to, you don't have to, you could take, like, you know, to finish the backside, make sure this is dry. I'm kind of rushing for this video. So you could technically take a piece of felt if you wanted to cover the backside, and you can just attach it either to here. So what you could do is tape a piece, well, either hot glue or use some double-faced tape, overlap your felt, so when you pop this back on, the felt will cover this part up. So I'm just trying to give you an idea in case you wanted to do it that way. So here is our wreath, and now all we have to do is glue in our Christmas tree. And what I'm going to do is I am gluing the rim of our church, because that's what's going to touch this more than anything. And this will hold it into place. So you don't want to get it on your flowers. Remember that. Don't get it on your flowers, because if you do that, then the concept is not going to work. So you want to kind of move your flowers out of the way and push it down so that it's just on the board itself. It's not on the flowers anywhere, so that we can pop this out. And then I have 2 little snowflakes here that I'm going to use, and I don't want this little hole showing, so I'm going to try to make sure that when I put it there that it's underneath the flowers. Again, you're just doing the rim. You don't want hot glue showing all over, and you don't need much. I'm just putting it like in 3 or 4 little spaces. So there's the back side. See the hot glue there? You don't want it everywhere. And then just make sure that when you pop it up there, or wherever you're going to put it, if you're going to do the same thing, when you look at it, you don't see it. All you see is, I'll hold it up a little bit differently so that you can see them. I'm just trying to keep this down while I'm working so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll pop it back up in a second. So we're doing the other one, and we're just adding a little bit of hot glue. You don't need a lot. Okay. And now I want to put this one over on the other side, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So let's lift the camera up now so that you can see what I did here. Okay, so we have our backside on, and now you can see I added a little snowflake here, I added a little snowflake here. This one could actually come down just a little bit. So if we decide that we don't want this in here, all we have to do, oops, see, this is what I mean. This did not glue on here because I wasn't pressing hard enough, but we know where it needs to go. So I always show you guys my mistakes in case something happens, what we have to do to fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a line of glue right where I think this is going to be. And I'm going to try and fix this now. So put a lot of hot glue. See, the problem is by the time I got it in there and pressed down on it, I didn't have enough glue on it. So I always show everybody, because then people start commenting, well, this didn't work. Well, we have to work through it. We can't give up. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some here, and we're going to line this back up where it goes. And now we can press and hold it. Okay, so now it's working. And now it's staying. This seems like it is real. My little snowflakes are really on there. So make sure your snowflakes are where you want them, because now I can't get them off. So it's really just lining it up where they need to go. And this is what the insert's going to look like. And now look, it's really stuck on there. The problem was that I had it inside the wreath trying to work. So maybe what you want to do is kind of line this up where you want it and then put it in here, because now everything is really stuck on here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come around the back side, line up our Velcro. Okay, so our Velcro is lined up. And there we have our wreath again. So now what you want to do again is just make sure that all your flowers are the way that you want them, and put your hanger on there, and you are all set. So now you have two wreaths, one with the insert and one without it. So you can decide how you want to sell them. This one, of course, you have two parts to it. I would sell it for a little bit more. We discussed doing just the wreath itself for about $30, $35. If you're going to add the center, I would do $40, $45. You have more expenses here purchasing the centerpiece and your work. You have to pay your time. So there you have it. You can add a little deer in the center, and I just thought it was a nice little addition to our wreath this time. So until our next video, I will see you again.